Hey guys, what's up? It's Samantha, and today I am going to be doing my memory keeping spread for the week of January 31st through February 6th, and this beginning here is a rough start. I did one of the dumbest things I have ever done in the 6.5 years I filmed Plan With Me's. I grabbed the wrong inserts. I started filming my memory keeping spread on the back of my most recent main planner spread. It was sitting out on my desk and I grabbed the wrong insert. So luckily I was pretty early into the situation, so I had to undo and take everything off and then put them on the correct insert. So I did not feel myself redoing it, but you will have seen me realize I had put it on the wrong inserts. So that is one of the dumbest things. I was kicking myself so hard. It was just I don't even know how I did that. But, so yeah, this week I read 4 books and nothing I really disliked, which is nice. I felt really bad in my last video being so negative about half of the books that I read. It's nice to just sort of have books that you like. I mean, that's the goal. I don't read books because I want to dislike them. I read books because I want to like them. But before I jump into talking about all of the books I read this week, I am using a kit from Scribble Prints Co. I believe this was exclusive art, Ratatouille themed, obviously. And I am using one of her matte bronze wiggles with it. And I really like how it turned out. I needed something to, for this week. I didn't have any kit picked out for this week, and going through, random kind of anytime kits that I had, I'm like, why not? Let's just do Ratatouille. There's really no reason why I picked this kit other than I had it and I needed to use a kit. So the first book that I read this week was Barbarians Mate by Dixon, and I think this is the 7th book in the Barbarians series. I should probably actually look that up. I'm telling you about this book and I don't even know. Yeah, Barbarians Mate is number 7, and this follows 2 people, one of whom is a blue alien and one is a girl, I think Josie. I think this is Josie, who is one of the last couple girls who hasn't resonated. Is this Josie? They all kind of blend together in my head. There's a couple that stand out, but most of them, yeah, it is Josie. Josie and Hayden or something like that. I don't know. This is very much an enemies to lovers situation. She can't stand this guy's guts, and he is the one that she resonates to. If you are unfamiliar with the premise of this series, a spaceship full of kidnapped human women crash land on an ice planet, and a bunch of big blue hunky aliens rescue them, and they sort of have the fated mate trope thing going on. And some of the women resonate to or mate, become fated mates with dudes immediately upon seeing them. And for other people, it takes, a longer time. And Josie is one of the people that it took a longer time for. And so she has gotten to know this guy over many months, by which I mean she has hated this guy for many months. And then he ends up being the person she resonates with, the alien she resonates with. And they hate each other's guts. And she tries to hold out and not do anything steamy with him for a long time. And then it's sort of there is a lot of enemies. If you want an enemies to lovers book where they don't just immediately jump into bed with each other, they don't immediately jump into bed with each other. So it was fine. I rated it 3 stars. It's not my favorite in the series, but I didn't dislike it. It was just a fun time. There's some that I have not really enjoyed very much, and there's some that I have unironically really loved. So this one is it was good. Not my new favorite, but it was good. It was solid. And then the second book that I read was my advanced copy of A Prayer for the Crown Shy by Becky Chambers, which is the sequel to, it's the Monk and Robot series. What's it called? What was the first one called? Oh my goodness, you'd think I would prepare for things before I did them, but no, I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. A Psalm for the Wild Belt, which I read last year and adored, and so as soon as the arc popped up on NetGalley, I downloaded it and read it immediately. These are pretty short novellas, so it's an easy book to read in a sitting or two. And I really, really liked this one. I gave it a 4-star. I didn't love it the way I loved the first one, but I also feel like these are the kind of books that will mean more to you depending on when you read them. And like when I read A Psalm for the Wild Built last year, it was a book that I really, really needed. Like it's a book about, like the series is sort of about how it's okay to not be okay and to not have everything figured out, and that you don't have to do anything to like justify your existence. Like you're allowed to just exist. And you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have it all together. And it's just a really lovely, hopeful series. And it's speculative. It's set in the future. And it's just very hopeful, cheerful sci-fi, which is so refreshing to read. We follow a monk, sibling Dex, and they, in the first book, meet a robot out in the wilderness, and this sort of continues their journey together. And I don't want to like say anything. I mean, this isn't really like a spoiler book. It's not really a plot-driven book. It's just very thoughtful, and it's just like a lovely, happy read. Like after reading things that just like make you sad, or if you're like in a tough place in your life, or you're just struggling, pick up this series. It's just so lovely and soft. And then the next book I read, or I guess I listened to this, I got an advanced copy of the audiobook through Libro FM, and it is Under One Roof by Hazelwood. I liked The Love Hypothesis, but I didn't love it the way everyone else seems to go bonkers for it. But I have either really liked or loved everything else that she's put out. I have read an advanced copy of her like second novel, and I loved that. And I've really enjoyed her novellas, because I've also read the next novella, which I will talk about in a future video. I really like this. It's short, it's steamy, like it kind of leans into fan fiction tropes a little bit, but like I don't mind that at all. I grew up reading and writing a whole lot of fan fiction, and I like it. I like that style of writing in romance, and these are short, so it's not like you're reading 500 pages of it. I had a really good time with this one. It's enemies to lovers. This girl basically inherits half a house from her PhD advisor, who was kind of like her family, like a grandmother figure to her, and was really influential in her career. And then she finds out she was not the sole inheritor of this house. Her grandson also inherited it, and they are now living together because she can't afford to live anywhere else. And they like start out just making each other's lives miserable, and then obviously end up falling for each other. And it was just really cute, and I really enjoyed it. Listened to it in one afternoon, and it was just a good time. And then the last book that I read was also an arc, and I got an advanced copy of The Long Game by Rachel Reid, which was probably my most anticipated book of 2022, and it lived up to the hype. So I love the Game Changer series, which is her male hockey romance series, and my favorite book, far and away, my favorite book in that series was the Heated Rivals, which is Shane and Ilya's story, and Ilya has shown up in lots of other books since then. Like you see him as a side character in a lot of the other books, and he is one of my favorite characters of all time, like in any genre, book series, anything. I just love him so much. And that first book is more Shane's story, even though I do believe it's multi-POV and you do get some stuff from Ilya's point of view. It's mostly Shane's story. And then, so if that one is like Shane's story, this is very much Ilya's story. And it was so good and just so, like, sweet. Like, their romance is so just adorable, and, like, they're just so good together, and I loved everything about this. I was kind of afraid that, like, it wouldn't be good enough, or it wouldn't be, like, there wouldn't be enough material to work with, because we already know, like, they got together, so, like, what else is there to tell? But it's just lovely, and you get to see, like, all these other, it's more about, like, Ilya's inner journey. So, I mean, this is a romance book because his relationship with Shane is at the center of it, but this is more about Ilya's internal journey in a lot of ways. So, especially if you, like me, have become very attached to him over the last few books, this was really, really just lovely and wonderful. And I don't even like sports romances, but this is one of my favorite series of all time. So, yeah, I am very glad that I got to read an advanced copy of that, and it lived up to the hype. So, it's always great when that happens. But anyways, this is the finished spread. I like how it turned out. I don't really have anything to say about anything that happened this week, because I don't remember anything that happened this week, but I read some great books, and that's all that matters. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye, guys.